Welcome back to the 1-800-FunkSauce.com show. This is episode 20. It is most likely June 21st, 2021. Exactly 10 years since I put out my very first music album onto the internet. And since then I put out like 15 or so of those, which have been listened to several times by several people. I had tried to record an episode where I talked about that a little bit, but it turned into a big mess. So I want to do a little bit of quick housekeeping and then move on. There is now a Patreon for the 1-800-FunkSauce.com show. You can go to 1-800-FunkSauce.com and click on the menu where it says Patreon, and you can see that there's some tiers there. You can pay $1 per month and you'll get the episodes as I make them, and which is sometimes a little bit before, a few days, maybe a week or even two before they get actually released. And for $5 a month, you get a minimum of 2 bonus episodes per month that are completely uncensored and very horrible. Really horrible stuff there. If you're into sort of darker, grosser things, that is maybe up your alley and worth checking out. But here and now, I would like to talk to you about t-shirts. You may have noticed that I wear this t-shirt. I have several of these, probably a dozen or two, and they are the same mostly. Some of them are very dark gray and some of them are black. This is not ideal. Ideally they'd all be the same color, but I only recently found a source for the black ones. So I will be hopefully phasing out the dark gray ones. But I've been doing this for a long time. Since maybe 2009 or so, somewhere around. And I've had a couple of short spurts of sort of wearing other things, but for the most part, I wear a black pair of pants and one of these t-shirts. Now, I haven't always worn this exact shirt. There's something very special about these shirts that came to me after many years of trial and error and experimentation and heavy usage and washing, etc. And you know, it all started with the 100% cotton shirt. I think that's the one that most of us are used to. And I don't know who exactly is responsible for this act that should be considered criminal, but the popularity of, or I don't know about popularity, but the ubiquitousness of the 100% cotton t-shirt is disgusting and really nothing short of a crime against humanity. A cotton t-shirt is like a soft cage, kind of. But the other not so nice thing about they're very stiff, sort of, and rigid, not particularly soft on the skin either. And not to mention moisture. Heaven forbid you sweat under the arm a little bit or somewhere else, or here in Florida you walk outside 11 months out of the year for 15 seconds and you are soaking wet, and that cotton is just gonna stay wet. That cotton's wet until like days later. It is foul and it is a trap. It's the kind of shirt that makes you want to not wear a shirt. Even if you know that under your shirt you're mostly disgusting. But 100% cotton t-shirt, I don't care how disgusting you are without a shirt on. 100% cotton t-shirt is more gross. Then I do not care what's going on under there. But I know for certain that the 100% cotton t-shirt is worse. And it makes me sad to see people wearing them. It bums me out to see bands and other brands selling them. Because to me, if you put a logo or your artwork or whatever on a 100% cotton t-shirt, you're saying a couple of things. And primarily it's this. You care more about your thing, your logo, your artwork, whatever. You care more about your content being worn around by this person than you do about how the person feels, how they might enjoy being your billboard. And it's fine. People like to support things. People like to represent things. That's great. You won't see me here with branded stuff for the most part, unless it's my own. But I don't feel good about the ratio of 100% cotton t-shirts to other fabrics and blends. But I know almost for sure that 100% cotton is the worst way to construct a t-shirt that feels and looks good. They don't age particularly well either. Just not great. A slight step above the 100% cotton shirt is you're getting into like a 50-50 cotton poly blend. That's half polyester and half cotton. So this gives you a shirt that has a little more give to it. It's a little bit less rigid. It may sometimes feel better on the skin, but for the most part not, and you'll sort of feel like there's less shirt there. These shirts really don't hold up well. Especially the black ones that I was purchasing for a while. They first of all, they lighten like no other. They lighten so quickly. The blacks turn into dark gray. And I'm not sure if that's just the shirts that I was acquiring or if it's something to do with the cotton poly blend, which is my suspicion, but I'll let some scientist email me about that someday, perhaps. But yeah, the 50/50 cotton poly blend is, I would put it as a step above the 100% cotton shirt, but it's like, okay, so you know about blends, so you're better than that 100% cotton shirt. But if you're gonna open that door, why not walk all the way through it? And so what you really need, you've got your cotton, you're like, oh, I can't just use just this cotton. You've got your cotton polyester blend, you're like, okay, this is better. And so you think, well, maybe 100% polyester. They do make plenty of shirts that are 100% polyester. And if you want to wear a trash bag, that is the way to go. If you want to just turn your torso into a kind of steaming greenhouse type atmosphere and almost squeak when you walk around wearing just straight plastic, then yeah, 100% polyester, if that's what you want, then that's what you will get out of that, because that's what that is. You do not want a 100% polyester t-shirt unless you're talking about like those all over printed, the sublimation printing shirts. I believe they can only do those on 100% poly. I could be wrong about that. Things may have changed, but for whatever reason, I guess all that printing process only works on trash bags, and that is what you'll be wearing. That is what it will feel like. One of the benefits though of the polyester is that it won't retain water very well, so it'll dry out quite a bit faster, way faster than the 100% cotton shirt. So if you are if you don't have a trash bag and you need to go check your mail in the rain and you do have a 100% polyester shirt, maybe wear that. Or maybe if you're checking your mail in the rain, just who needs a shirt? Just go for it. Go do that. Have that experience. Please do something interesting and email me about it. And don't lie. Do not lie to me. I don't need it from you. I'm trying to help you. So we don't want all cotton. We don't want 50/50. We don't want all polyester. Is there something else that we can mix in here on our quest to find the perfect t-shirt? And enter rayon. Rayon. It's fun to say rayon. You don't necessarily want a 100% rayon t-shirt, it would be quite flowy and maybe not really feel like you're wearing a shirt at all. It's too far into, like, you don't necessarily want a purely rayon t-shirt. You may have a Hawaiian shirt or two that are purely rayon that you want something to kind of blow and flow in the breeze when you're walking down the beach. That would be appropriate for a 100% rayon type of shirt, but probably not a t-shirt. Probably not. So what do you do? You've got cotton, polyester, and rayon, and if you make t-shirts out of them separately, they're not that great. And they all kind of say, here's a shirt. Yeah, it'll cover your nipples and your belly button and your back hair, but it might not feel that good. It'll work. It'll do it. It'll cover you. But, you know, good luck in the elements and good luck with sweating or steaming or however you want to torture yourself inside your t-shirt. But you mix all of them together. You come up with the tri-blend. The tri-blend of cotton, polyester, and rayon. That's a t-shirt, my friends. That is the t-shirt that you want. If you're gonna buy 100 t-shirts, you want tri-blend. Trust me on this. You see me on this show, you've never seen me here not wearing a tri-blend shirt, and you probably won't. You can get these for not too much money. You can get them for more money if you want things to be, you know, a little bit more ethical. I know that certainly if you have the cash for that, that's potentially worthwhile, but also likely a scam. Remember that everything is a scam except tri-blend shirts. If you go to buy a shirt and they're like, hey, it's an extra $1 for the tri-blend, do it. Do it. If you're a brand or a band or a whatever you are, if you're making t-shirts for other people, if you want them to want to wear the shirt beyond like, oh, I want to put on that image of that album cover that I like or whatever. Great. All right. You've already got them there. They're going to buy the shirt for that reason. That's fine. But now you get them that tri-blend shirt and they're going to want to put it on to feel good. Even if maybe that day, you know, there was a news article that came out about your brand that was highly negative, and normally they would be embarrassed to wear your shirt out to the grocery store that day, but it's just so comfortable. It's just so soft and so nice. It's got the perfect amount of structure and flowiness. The blend is perfect. It does not hold moisture for too long. It does not like repel rain like a trash bag or steam you up like a trash bag polyester greenhouse. It's just great. And you can get them in black. You can get them in more likely what they call a vintage black, which I didn't like at first, but let me tell you, there's something about why I would want to wear the same shirt every day is because the choice is made already. It's one less thing for me to have to deal with. Is my blue shirt clean? Is my purple shirt clean? Do I feel yellow? Do I feel red? Am I going to feel orange all day? whatever. Wake up, pull the black t-shirt off of the stack, and go about your day. It's over. 2 seconds. It only takes the time to put on the shirt. But if you have, like I said, if you have varying shades, if you've got some of those 100% cotton shirts or some of those 50-50 black shirts that might have faded, if you're not using the right detergent, which I can't tell you here what detergent to use because they are not a sponsor. There's a detergent that I absolutely swear by that I would love to recommend to you, but they haven't written the check. So, you're on your own. You might be able to email me, and I may disclose that to you privately, just because I care about you and your shirts. But yeah, I certainly did not invent just wearing a black shirt every day. I do not believe that I have necessarily perfected it, but I have made some tremendous strides, and I'm happy to share that information with you. And that, I mean, the biggest thing that I can tell you, if you don't already know, is that you really want to get a Tri-Blend t-shirt. Tri-Blend. Just look into it. It's what you want. And you might need a little bit more help. And you might not know. How do I know it's a Tri-Blend? What if it doesn't say? Well, almost all the time if you're buying a shirt, the tag says what it is, or it'll say it in the description online or whatever. If it says cotton, or 100% cotton, just never go back to that place. They don't care about you. They just don't care about you. Which is probably true for the Tri-Blend people too, but they're at least trying to pretend a little bit that, you know, and even just that little bit, it will actually make your life better. You want the Tri-Blend. Now, where do you get the Tri-Blend t-shirt? What you want to do is go to your web browser. Okay? And you want to go to this web address. That is 1-800-funksauce.com. Okay? There's going to be a menu there. There's a link that says merch. You want to go to the link that says merch, and you want to click on it or touch it, whatever you're doing. I don't need to know, just select it, okay? There you will find at least one option to purchase your very own Tri-Blend t-shirt. And you want to order as many as you can afford. Don't sell any of your stuff, except your old shirts. You can sell your old shirts to afford this if you need to, but don't sell, like, you know, your organs, or don't go off the deep end with this. Just you want at least one, and really as many as you can afford. All right, it'll be better for you that way. And yeah, you buy these Tri-Blend shirts from 1-800-funksauce.com. Okay, and that way I will respect you, which is important. then we have that, right? And the people that see you will respect you for the shirt that you're wearing, and they will feel good about how good you feel. You will look like your old t-shirt wearing self, but you'll feel 30, 40, 90% better. Just not even knowing. The other day I put on a shirt from a pile, after I had not done laundry in a while. I just kind of pulled a shirt out and I put it on, and I didn't think that much about it. And 15, 20 minutes later, I just felt wrong. Something was off. I was burdened. Something was very not okay. And lo and behold, the shirt I put on was 100% cotton. So I took it off and I put on a tri-blend shirt, and immediately felt at least 15 times better. The air tasted better and felt better on my skin. My brain stopped yelling for a second. It stopped the screaming on the inside for a little while, which was nice. My shoulders could relax. My breathing improved. It was all in the blend. The tri-blend. The cotton, the rayon, and the polyester. All right? It's like a trinity. Not holy, because it holds up very well, actually. I try to wear my shirts into the ground, and these tri-blend shirts, you just can't kill them. You can wash them over and over and over again, week after week, day after day, if you're one of those people. Don't do that. Do not do laundry like that. Just stop it. It's just unhealthy for you. It's bad for the planet. Cut it out. Do laundry maybe every once in a while. Stop doing it compulsively, you psycho. All right? All right. But as I was saying, the cotton, the rayon, the polyester is this tri-blend that unless science makes some tremendous strides, I would not be shocked if on the day that I die, the tri-blend shirt remains the supreme choice of t-shirt. And I'm just giving you this. I don't work for the t-shirt people. I mean, yes. Am I trying to sell you t-shirts? I guess so. You caught me, okay? But I mean every word about tri-blend being the ultimate choice in t-shirt fabric. And I would not sell you a t-shirt if it was not tri-blend. I will not do it. I don't have a moral backbone made of titanium. I don't. But the parts of it that are real tough are all around the fabric of the t-shirt that I might try to sell you. They're all right there. And That's not going anywhere. I'm not going to change my mind about that. Tri-blend or nothing. Personally, if it was up to me, all non-tri-blend shirts would be turned in, confiscated like old guns or whatever. And there's some kind of exchange program. There's been decades and decades and decades of human rights abuse and criminal acts. In no sane world, in no just right society, is the number one most ubiquitous t-shirt in the world the 100% cotton t-shirt. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up at all. Whoever is responsible, shame on you. But you have to hold yourselves accountable too. You probably have some in your closet somewhere, or your trash bag full of clothes that you carry around with you. And how many Tri-blend shirts have you bought into the revolution yet? Between the time I gave you the instruction and now, you had time to secure your very own Tri-blend t-shirt. Did you do it? Do you do anything really? I don't know. A lot of people, I think especially on Instagram, at least you go on Twitter, people are talking. They are insane. And a bunch of attention-starved psychopaths. Extreme mental illness is absolutely rampant across the entire sphere, and it is on proud display. But at least they're saying things, and occasionally someone on there will have done something. Maybe it's just the people that follow my Instagram account. But I suspect that it's not just me, and that people are not going on there to say a lot of things. There's people chit-chatting a little bit, but I've never seen a more disengaged group of people marketing whatever version of their life that they want to sell to you for whatever weird reason that they might have that they probably haven't even thought of. They're on there doing it, and everybody's selling themselves on there to everybody else. And for the most part, nobody's really buying. You know? It's just, many of us, like myself, I crave attention, but in a sort of specific way. I spent 10 years releasing music albums and playing music shows and concerts and making flyers and event pages and all of these things. Why would somebody behave like this? Well, it is mental illness. We are all obviously mentally ill. If you know anyone that isn't, please have them email the show. 1-800-funksauce.com at gmail.com. I won't hold my breath on that one. But this thing where we tell ourselves that for whatever reason, the picture we drew or the song we wrote or the poem that we wrote or the little paragraph that we wrote about our perspective, we convince ourselves that people need to experience it. I've got something so special going on in my brain and in my heart that I need all eyes on me and this right now. And so, I mean, we're all different in our quests for attention and the ways that we crave it and process it and all this stuff. I don't necessarily typically enjoy the attention being on me directly. Generally, I like attention to be paid to what I am working on and or what I am done working on, my work. I like as much attention as possible on what I consider to be my work, which for a long time was music, albums, and shows. And now has been this show. This show is my work now. And the more people that pay attention to it, the more powerful and still unhappy I will likely become. But nonetheless, here I am, continuing to speak. We all have different ambitions, but just know that it's probably insane. Imagine having the thought like you have something deeply special in your brain, in your heart, in your soul. You need to show it to the world. Well, first of all, it's you. It is you. You want to show you to the world through a filter of your choosing. And that's fine. That's nice. You know, if you have something to share, if you have something to say, then art and expression, that's what expression is it not? You should express yourself. I am pro expression in most cases. But how... A question that I ask myself and a question that I ask about the things that other people are doing is, how is this helping? How is this helping? And if your response to that question is like, maybe I will play a sick guitar solo and some kid will get inspired to not jump off a bridge or become a doctor or play their very own sick guitar solo 3 years later, you know, great. Great. Why not you? Why don't you go be the doctor? Why don't you not jump off a bridge? You know? What gives anyone the right to say, I'm gonna express myself and it's worth people's time and energy to focus on the things that I have to say? Well, everything's marketing, right? I think that I'm sort of getting back into the mess that I was referring to earlier. And I want to kind of avoid going completely off the rails here. So I know that I covered t-shirts. I talked about fabrics for some time. If you're not convinced by now, you are lost. Oh, I started talking about how the people on Instagram, it's like, I don't know. What are they doing? The lights are on, but is anybody home? What, like, people are doing all sorts of different things, and I don't know how much thought is going into why. And maybe it doesn't have to be this thoughtful thing, and it's just, here's this picture of my dog. And there's a lot of people I know that are people that I would go to dinner with, or people that I think are, I could have an interesting conversation with, where the feed that they have created is horrible. Just terrible. Like, why would you ever think this belongs here? But, we all make those choices. And I've certainly made some blunders and errors myself. I know that I've been mean online. I've said things that were nasty, and I've disappeared over and over and over again. I have lashed out. I mostly do not regret those things. And I think that everyone else should be even meaner. It's hard to, like, as we were talking about people in their quest for attention and my own quest for attention, like, everyone wants different ways, different amounts, And if I get a little bit of attention, I want more. And if I don't get any attention, I want even more than that. I become incredibly starved for attention, and yet, I spent the last year just, in my house. But of course, as soon as quarantine started, I was doing the live stream things, and I got to work right away. That's what I do. I work on the thing that I want people to turn their attention to. And I work a lot on these things, whether it's music or movies or this show. A lot of my free thought goes into putting out the best thing possible. And I mean, what qualifies something as best is that's really complicated, and we don't have time for that. But a lot of time goes into it, and then once the thing is ready, I want all of the attention, and then more. And I don't know if this thing that other people do where they are nice to other people, I don't know how far, because business isn't really kind, right? Business is just how to make more money than, your competitors, and how to take more money from your customers, right? Whereas art, when it's not a business, it's just like, you should just keep that to yourself. Just die, let someone find it. When it is a business, though, it gets into this sort of like exposure, attention, currency thing, where it's like people are nice to other people in hope that they will be nice to them back. I have a really hard time enjoying other people's things. And I know that might make me a bad person. But sometimes I try. When I think a person is interesting, or if I like a person, then I will attempt to engage with their content. And usually it's like a chore. And, the honest truth about how I feel or think about the thing cannot be said. You say the truth to an artist. If it's not good, then you probably won't really get to say very many more things. I don't take criticism well, and I don't give it very well either. There's not a lot of middle ground. And sometimes I don't know exactly why. Sometimes I can't explain. It's just like, no, I hate this. Like, I like you, I think, but you made this. So maybe you are awful too. I don't know. But, people attach their names to all sorts of things and try to do, hey, I still give way more credit to anybody that's trying to do anything for any reason than to the majority of people who are just like floating on by, just full on autopilot, just hope you don't crash into a tree, and it is what it is. Ugh. I mean, hey, if you're listening to the show, great. I appreciate you listening, but please do something. Jeez. Do something. And do something great, and then don't tell anybody. Or only tell like a couple people or something, you know? Have a great time. And just shut up about it. That would take a great strength that'd be really good for you, I think. Do cool stuff and just keep it to yourself or the people that you're doing the cool stuff with, if you're into that. And I know that I should probably follow all of this advice and shut down the show and stop talking to myself at night under a neon sign to later upload to the internet where virtually no one will listen to it, and if they do, it's accidentally for the first few moments. Now, I don't know. If you are listening and you do like the show, well, first of all, I'm not going to not do the show. I'm going to do the show. Even if there's no people, if I quit, the people that don't listen or won't listen win, and I won't let them. So, I'm not going to stop doing the show. I'm going to keep doing the show, even if my listener count goes into the negatives somehow. Even if I have 0 downloads, people are just somehow just uploading copies of the show that they found so they can get rid of them. I don't care. I mean, I do care. I want 1 billion, 1,000 trillion people to tune into the show and have interest in my brainwaves and the way that I interpret things. Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe. Really, it would just be great to be able to sell you all products that I don't really believe in, and then build a big house somewhere and never be heard from again. But yeah, anyway, if we could get going on that. So if you're listening and if you like the show, please tell someone about the show. Here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to go out and, talk to your friends. You might talk to your friends. I will not. I won't do it. I don't want to. You might want to. You might like them. They might be great people. Your family, I'm sure, is adorable. But it's not up to me to bring them to the show. It's up to you now. You're listening and you are in on the ground floor of this thing, and we're going to the moon, but you must help me get more attention. And in return, I will continue to give you the opportunity to give me even more attention. And then at the end of it all, maybe someday you'll all have Tri-Blend t-shirts, and I will have walls around my property. It's not that I don't like humanity or that I don't like people. I really like the idea of people, and I'm so proud of how far we've come, but the dream is to not have to deal with people. But anyway, if you could tell your fam and your friends and whoever, I will respect you more when you are not ashamed. Stop hiding it from your friends that you like the 1-800-funksauce.com show. There's nothing to be ashamed of. They should be ashamed that they didn't hear about it before you. Do you understand? You're doing them a favor. You're letting them know before everyone knows. How's everyone going to find out? You. Not me. You. I'm going to sit here and talk to myself. You're going to... Maybe you're out there talking to yourself. Whatever. Maybe you're on your own podcast. Tell your listeners to stop listening to your podcast and listen to this one. You know that it's the right thing to do. I've said at least 45 seconds of interesting things in hours of the show. That's really good. So just shut it all down and send them my way. I'll take care of them. I've taken care of you, haven't I? I am trying to put the shirt on your back. There's a Patreon now. People, don't email me on the show. I've received 0 emails so far to the show. I had to email myself from my other email address. I had to email myself at 1-800-funksauce.com at gmail.com to make sure that that email address was actually working and that I was receiving them. Because despite the number of times that I nicely ask people to email the show, I will give you attention. I don't even want to, probably, but I will. But you have to give me yours first. Email the show. Tell me what's going on in your life. Ask me anything. If you want to say rude things to me, just don't. If you want to push my buttons, listen. I push my buttons all day long and all night long. If there's a button to push on me, I've got my finger on it. You don't have to do that. I've got that taken care of. Nobody is better at upsetting me than me. You don't have to try. I've got it taken care of. So don't email me to be rude. But otherwise, send me an email. The address is working. I made sure. I understand that no one listens to the show, or that whoever does listen to the show, it's very, very few, and they are very reluctant to let other people know about it. Oh, you hear that, don't you? Sorry. Let's stop talking. I have said nothing of value apart from what I told you about the shirts. Tri-Blend shirts, do yourself the favor. I don't care. Well, I do care. I do. I care about your shirts. I care about you listening to the show. I'm glad you've made it this far. I hope that you consider checking out the Patreon. I hope that you consider purchasing a glorious Tri-Blend t-shirt. Try it out. Check it out for yourself. See how it goes. It's a revolution. I want this world to change for the better. And one of the ways that we can do that is take all these 100% cotton shirts and do something else with them. Take them off and replace them with the tri-blends. All right? Maybe, I don't know, somebody can figure out what to do with those shirts so that we don't have to burn them. But maybe I'll think about that and get back to you. Don't hold your breath. What I do know is that the future is tri-blend. It is not 100% cotton. It is not 100% polyester. It's not 100% rayon. It's a mix. It's a mix. The future is a mix. And it's better because of it. It has all of the best qualities of all of the things all mixed together. But it's up to you to take that t-shirt to great places and do great things with it. And you go out there into the world feeling really good in your tri-blend shirt and spread joy. Spread joy. Thank you.